Welcome to the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Assessment. I'll be providing a few instructions for you to help ensure your results will most accurately reflect your personality preferences. The MBTI assessment is unique and therefore has different instructions from what you might have encountered before for other assessments. Please keep these instructions in mind as you answer the questions on the assessment. The first thing you need to know, and this is a big one, is that taking the MBTI assessment should always be entirely voluntary. You get to decide whether or not you want to take the MBTI assessment. And after you've taken the assessment, your results are confidential. Okay, think about your daily life. You wear many different hats depending on the situation, and you flex or adapt to the needs of your environment. At work, for example, you probably perform many different roles. You may be responsible for creating strategy, solving problems, brainstorming new ideas, developing policies, or focusing on the bottom line. Yet one of these roles, one of your hats, likely reflects your preferences, so you probably enjoy it more or find it more comfortable. A number of different factors impact our behavior as we wear our various hats. Our values, background, history, experience, culture, and the skills that we've learned to be successful at work. These things, in combination with the natural preferences that are identified by the MBTI assessment, come together to create our behaviors, what other people see. The goal of the MBTI assessment is to identify your personality type, the part of you that reflects your natural preferences. Your personality type is the part of you that stays the same throughout your life, even though behaviors may change over time in response to the situation, the environment, and the roles that you play. There are 16 Myers-Briggs personality types, but there are no better or worse types. All 16 types have strengths and potential development areas. Before you start the assessment, it's important to know that there are no right or wrong answers. This isn't a test where you can pass or fail. It's an opportunity to find out a little more about yourself. So, how does it work? The MBTI assessment presents you with forced choice questions, making you choose between two equally valuable words or phrases. You may see a question and think to yourself, but I can do both. If this happens, it might mean that your work or home life requires you to behave in a way that utilizes your skills, but is outside of your natural preferences, so much so that you have learned to do both. But consider, if this happens, which one is more enjoyable? Which comes more naturally to you when you're free to be yourself without anyone judging or observing you in a particular role? What if you didn't have to go to work or meet the expectations of family and friends? If you were free to behave in the way that you most prefer, which would you choose? There's no time limit for the assessment, but try not to overthink an answer. In fact, try to work relatively quickly by giving your first thoughtful response. Choose the response that reflects your most authentic self, who you are when you've taken off all the hats that you usually wear. Identifying your natural preferences will help you feel empowered to know the difference between what you do, what's required of you, and who you are inside. Even if you're successful at operating outside of your natural preferences, it may be creating stress or taking a lot more energy to flex outside of those natural preferences. This life-changing self-awareness can really help you identify this is what I do versus this is who I am inside, your true, authentic self.